Thank you, O Lord, for the white blind light. Thank you, O Lord, for the white blind light. A city rises from the sea. I had a splitting headache from which the future is made.
How you doing? Right, so here we go. So it is, what the fuck are we? Now, February, right? February readings. Right. So we're obviously still in January, but this is going to be your February readings. Now, the way I normally do it, if you just find this channel, okay, or that you are subscribed, you know pretty much how I do it. There will be a song or a video or something like that, and it will be in the description. And it normally happens majority of the time, and it will be entitled that song. It will be something to do with that, or lyrics something to do with that, and it relate to hopefully your situation, okay? I can't contain myself to one. Trust me, I'm fucking, yeah. But that is kind of one of the processes, right? Now, also, if you want a private reading, personal reading, the Skype calls are much more beneficial. Now, the feedback that I've got is so, it's had complete healing effect where it gives you the most amount of clarity, and it will put you on, hopefully, the right path, okay? Tarot cards can change fucking daily, because they're energy, okay? It comes from your thoughts and your feelings, but free will changes at an instant, If you're in a ship, okay, if you're in a ship and you're sailing, you could just decide to actually jump overboard whenever you wanted if you're in a ship, or even in a partnership, okay? So that should tell you where you are on your path, that if you're fighting to actually get out of a ship, okay, then what you're fighting for? If you're in denial of love and it's like completely suppressed down, okay, and you're fighting to get in it, but you're unsure, then what are you fighting for? A chance to survive, to not drown? Drowning in emotions and feelings that you're unsure of? So basically what I'm trying to say, and I'm going to say this to hopefully everybody, and I may add this part into everybody at the beginning, is that everything changes. Happiness, joy, depression, love, feelings and emotions, they can change at an instant because there is an infinite source of it and it never ends. That is what can lead you in denial. Because you will constantly feel something of that energy each and every day. This is why you need self-awareness of people and situations to know where you are on your path, of whether it's denial or whether it's karma. If you're in a ship and you've been in it through the karmic year, okay, you're in it for the karmic year, and it's been such a struggle for you to actually break free and get out of it, but now you're contemplating and you're fighting to get back into it, why? Guarantee you it'll probably be because you're still codependent. You're codependent on control of the karmic year. The karmic year means karma, and it took you a long time to actually get out of it. So if you're still fighting to get out of it or fighting to get in it, then you may need a personal reading via Skype, okay? Now, this is where the most of work is done, because I can communicate and relate to your personal circumstance through tone of voice, through questions that you can ask me, that I can actually help you rebuild the structure of your life, because I am a guide and someone that advises people on their path. A card will never really be able to predict your future. You create your future yourselves. Self-worth, love, and value and respect for yourself. Okay? When you have that, you realize that you can manifest what you like in your life, because it's a law of attraction. You can't stay at a low vibration because you attract in a low vibrational entity of the same thing, obviously. Okay? If you're in denial and you run backwards to control, then what are you going to attract? Something that's going to control you, right? So your vibration's key to life. Of where sometimes we need to sit back and then enter again, okay? But we don't enter the darkness, we enter into the light, the vibration and vitality of ourselves, through connection of what your soul gives off, and not your meat suit. The meat suit is what is conditioned by the matrix and conditioned by the mind of a chain of ascension that was taught by their parents and their parents and their parents, and a path that was written for them. Okay? Now, you can never change the hands of time, because that's why it's called history. If you have history with someone, and the history has took a book in order for you to try and write in order to get out of it, then why are you trying to get back into it? What's the next chapter that you're trying to write? Is it new or is it old? Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to add that onto everybody's stuff. Right, Virgo. Okay, so you are next on the list, and the next one after that is Gemini. Okay, so thank you for voting. You would have seen at the beginning, which is a disclaimer, which is on every reading that I'm going to do. Just put that beginning section at that, so I do apologise. So if you wish to actually comment and put in the, what do you call it? The time that the reading starts, that kind of thing. Okay, if you wish to do that, that would be very grateful, in case people don't want to keep watching it. But that would have been at the beginning. Okay, now if you haven't subscribed, please do so. But if you just follow this channel, you just find it. Okay, you will also find that I link your story maybe to songs or videos or anything that will be in the description. It will probably be enlisted as this reading of some part of the lyric or something in that. But there may be hidden messages within music or the video that is contained within that, and that is pretty much how I do it. Okay, so it is in the description. Everything else is in the description also that you may have heard through that beginning part, where a Skype call is normally more beneficial for people because I can help you with whatever you like, really. But let's see. So this is for, where are we? Again, fucking hell, I've lost. Yeah, so February, right? February. So this is your February reading. So we're now on the 26th today. I don't know whether you find this or not. This is the 26th of January. Just come out of the lunar eclipse. Okay. I'm also doing something over on could have something to do with Capricorn. Over on Vimeo at some point next month. Okay. So we keep going over on different things. So let's have a look. Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for February. Some of you could be getting paid. So you've got Justice, which is Libra. That could be in your chart or it could be in anyone else's chart. But Libra is more about balance and scale of equality, forming equality of give and take. Okay, we follow that through an ascension of, you know, you have to give something to receive something, because if you don't give, you don't receive, and if you don't receive, you don't give. Okay, so you form blocks. So that means there's more internal work to do. So karmically, it means that it can be marriage, it can mean commitment. Okay, not committed into a padded cell, but it can mean something to do with law or children or divorce even, or separation of old, karmic, which is karma. So you could be learning a lot about karma, you could be learning a lot about release and quality of balance. She also holds the sword of truth, which is like truth seeking, truth speaking, which can also be a guide. Okay, but it's forming balance of truth. So it can mean something to do with court, children, or marriages, or something to do with struggle, to do with codependency, is what I'm picking up. Justice, it means that it needs release, basic justice. You know, you have to give justice. You can't keep things to yourself. You have to. Yeah, so I'm going back to readings. Okay, yeah. So that would be to do with that, with the reading that I did a few days ago. Okay, what we were saying, you know, about because you didn't actually have a card reading, we did a Skype call. Okay, so that is to do with the court. Okay, that's to do with the court. Or it can just mean Libra somewhere in the chart. Yeah, and it can be fighting, conflict, fighting. But let's have a look. Battle. You see a battle. What is a battle? It's never won by anybody. It's like war. You know, what do? We fucking blow people. We fucking blow each other up. So you've got communication, the Page of Wands. But that can also mean a retreat. Someone spiritual. That's someone that takes a new journey. Okay, so you've got the King of Cups. Let's have a look. Right, so you've got the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a bit like a fool's journey, but it's also a guide, okay? But it's also communication. It could be something that you like or even that you don't like, okay? It might be something that you didn't like from the past that was karmic, sort of the karmic year, because it says coming into this part now. This is why it's at the beginning. Okay, so now as we're coming into 2019, okay, so you could have experienced something karmic, a marriage, or something that was very restrictive and that didn't probably bring imbalance, and it made you made a judgment call. It's also a calling, a judgment call yourself, and it could mean that you're now walking in a new direction. You're coming out of communication, restriction, boundaries. You're becoming a guide. You can be a guide yourself. You can be interested in esoteric knowledge, wisdom, healing. Spiritual healing, crystals, writing, anything like that, okay, because that's like a page of wands. It's something fresh and new. It's a bit like the Fool's Journey, okay. Then you've got the page, you've got the 8, sorry, fucking hell, what are we? This card, right, it's Roman numerals. I don't read shit. But it could have something to do with children, okay, could have something to do with children, and that you are now taking all the points of growth, basically. You're taking everything that basically stabbed you in the back from the past, pretty much. How many fucking swords is there in this? Fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of swords. Sorry, 6 of swords. Okay, so it's all points of growth, okay, and that you've realised a lot. Realised a lot about your children, okay, that maybe trying to hide themselves from reality a little bit. Okay, I'm picking up. Maybe trying to hide themselves from reality. But you're trying your best in order to go into more of a calmer situation from something that was very rocky from the past, something that caused a lot of emotion. Okay, so I was explaining this to a lot of people. Okay, so take this as a glass of water. Okay, take this as a glass of water. I'm going to do this over on Vimeo at some point, but it's our foundation of ourself. A foundation of ourself. When things are rocky, okay, and our foundation is unstable, we're unstable because parents are children and children also become parents in a chain of ascension of one thing, okay, one thing. So when your rocky past creates a hand that rocks the cradle, it makes the thing that you're kind of holding up that makes the decision. You always make the decision yourself as a judgment call, okay? So it leaves a toxic pattern of rocky emotion, water of emotion, ripples of emotion, okay? And it spins round, and it causes that, and then as it goes up and they grow up through the teens, they feel that, and then it causes an ascension of path of what they need to do through their ascension path of growth and learning, through not looking at people as meat suits, but through their soul value of what they offer through soul, that they have to learn and experience themselves. That's why you become an independent person in order to make right decisions for yourself of what's best for you and your family in the right direction of something that's stable. Stable 2 create a stable 1 of a progression of that goes up in ascension. Okay, so that's kind of because I've kind of gone off on a tangent. I was trying not to do that because that's what I'm going to do in modules. Okay, but yeah, basically that's the ripple of emotion from the past. You see, the ripple of emotion from the past, and then it creates that through an ascension of some things that they kind of learn. And then, but the best thing to do is to not worry and stress that it's your fault, because then you blame yourself for trying, you know, with souls that we try, okay. But try again. If you keep trying again for the wrong thing, you're fighting. What you're fighting for, Cape Crusader, you're not a Cape Crusader. You know, you have to make right decisions, firm decisions. Find something that's stable in order to create a stable 2 that create a family and a bond of something that's trusted, okay. But that's pretty much an ascension of growth through children, okay. I don't want to do too much of that because I'm going to do things on, because I work with children too. So anyway, so you've got the King of Cups, you've got Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, okay? But this to me is something, water sign that's more stable, because you've got it with stability. Also, you've got the Page of Cups, which is also water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But this is like 3 lost souls swimming in a flush bowl, maybe 4. So there could be 4 water signs or something like that, okay? One is with a cup of empty emotions and empty feelings, and can be very aloof because he puts his toe in the water of rocky situations, and that is toxic. Can be toxic. Can be what was the word? Rocky situations of rocky. The calm before the storm. So someone can be very calm, but then they can be very stormy, very controlling. Because it's like an uncontrolled emotion of a wave of emotion that it's felt within, treading water of, well, just test the boundaries and they'll become very unstable again. Okay, so it can drink or do anything. Okay, But it doesn't matter because it just means unrocky waters, okay? But through that ascension, through you learning through that, okay? Because Virgo, you're the opposite sign to Pisces, okay? You're the opposite sign to Pisces. So through that, we find stability within ourselves, with our own emotions and our own feelings of an ascension of a chain that things are connected to us that make us feel unstable. This is why firm decisions towards the future are always the best thing to do to find something stable, because something unstable, when connected to you, it makes you unstable and keeps that unstable table, which is the manifester. So you can't manifest anything stable because you're still connected to something unstable. So it needs release of karma. The karma, uncalm water, calmer waters come for the storm is what I'm picking up. Okay. So when you release yourself from that, you become more stable yourself. But then you also have another water sign, which is like a leader, okay, that holds a torch that's gone out, that needs reuniting or flame on kind of thing. It's kind of like the torch, right, of what they run. They're picking up run. You know when they run and they do marathons and they hold that torch and they fucking, yeah, that kind of thing is what I'm picking up, okay. So something could have gone out from the past, okay. It could be a fire sign, water sign, anything like that. I'm picking up fire sign, water sign, or something that's extremely stable. So you've got something rocky from the past, because you've got rocky past with water there, stable water there, rocky past, and stability. Okay, so this can be a mixture of charts, charting, courses, charting. Some of you could be interested in astrology and looking through charts, your chart, other people's chart, understanding about houses. You could be moving houses or wanting to move house, or picking up houses. Maybe families going between houses, one house to another house. Or something to do with your house, renovating. Or children that go from one house to another house. Okay, and you are guiding them. They could have Libra in their chart. If it's to do with children, they could have Libra in the chart. I've got so many messages coming in, sorry. They could have Earth in their chart. And that through justice, maybe from you now realising justice, you're becoming more stable and you're bringing stability into your life. This is also a guide. This is the seed of intent that's planted within the stomach that creates a stable emotion within our stomach that keeps us stable and grounded. So you could be interested in someone that's stable and grounded, to create a stable, grounded of what we say for an ascension of groundedness. Trying to ground yourself by finding stability within someone fresh and new. Also fresh and new. Okay. Fucking hell. So let's have a look. This could have something to do with the Pisces. Pisces or delay. Okay. Something could have been delayed from the past. But we'll see. Something rising up. So you've got the Sun. Okay, so you could have Leo in your chart. Doesn't have to mean Leo, because the Sun is the best card in the deck. So that is a guide of ascension. Someone that has passion, leadership, forward movement, knows how to use passion. You have to have action behind your manifesting thoughts and feelings, because it doesn't come into fruition. Things have to come into fruition. You plant the seed of intent within your stomach of how it feels. Okay, thoughts, feelings, happiness, joy. There's something that's constant. You will always feel it. Okay, always feel it. But you don't never get it back and receiving back unless you have action towards it. That's why you push yourself towards the light. You don't push yourself towards going back because you feel restricted and you feel in the dark. You leave yourself in the dark. People do that, okay, so they can learn through the static of the mind that creates stability within the calmness. Okay, warmth, heat. So it's also like children that can have children. You have children. You want children. They can have children. Don't know. You've got which is the Garden of Eden. Which is also seeds of intent. Okay, that also grows an ascension through the dark. Always grows towards the light. Trees and plants, they start off below. So where Lucifer lies below, okay, It's an ascension of money, which is the root of all evil, okay, but it grows to ascend towards the top. Grows through the seed of intent that plants that seed, that makes it come into actual fruition. It's growth, prosperity, joy, fulfillment, fully. Okay. Can be a fire sign, but you've got, that's just kind of like growth, but it can be fire sign. Okay, or you've got it in your chart. Let's have a look. But you have to close doors from the past. You know, through the readings I've done as well, you have to close doors from the past, because the darkness seeps through of what I went through the uninvited, through a stoic, being stoic. You know, sometimes, Virgo, you can be stoic, okay, but can't we all? You know, stubborn, and we find ourselves through that. You know, there's no shade, Virgo, trust me, because we're kind of the same. Let's have a look. Yeah, so you got Pisces and Virgo again. Pisces and Virgo again. So that's the silence, but that's intuition, but that's also psychic capacity or psychic ability. Okay, so you could be learning. You see, the thing is with being psychic, before you actually know you're psychic, you don't realise that you're actually connecting to people psychically, right? So your thoughts sometimes are their thoughts. So when you're connected, okay, so they want me to talk about this. All right, okay, so we're going to go over this. So when you're connected to something from the dark, from the past of dark, okay, your mind gets confused because you can suffer through narcissism and gaslighting. That's probably why I was picking up lighting, maybe. No, but yes, kind of. No, but yes. Okay, so trust me, I fucking went through my whole life of gaslighting, so I know exactly what that's like, okay. It leaves so much fucking in your mind, okay, and it does. So when you psychically pick up with people, that's why it's very important to realise that sometimes you're picking up, when you have a barrier and a block from something that's dark and it seeps through, it connects to you and it keeps you held back, it keeps you back, pulls you backwards into a backwards cycle of where you go back, where you start fighting and doing all that, but you fight yourself again, okay? So when you make those firm barriers of realising that the karmic year was karmic past, poof, off, no, okay? No. No means no, and yes means yes, okay? So then what you do is you form that boundary from the past, bosh, blocked out. Then you start to realise that when you connect psychically, that sometimes your thoughts are their thoughts too, okay? If it's new, that also happens too. That's how you start to realise that you're psychic. That if you start to think negative about a positive, God, what's the mathematical fucking equation? Negative, positive to create, oh, I don't know, I'm fucking shit at maths, but there is something like an equation, and it would relate to life paths and D9 of Vedic and different astrology paths, but also numerology, okay? It's like the tower, okay? The tower, a negative response creates a negative response, creates an explosion of destruction of the self, okay? So, like I said, well, I don't know if you'd seen these videos, but I would explain to, because I work with children, okay? And that when someone is arguing at your vibration like this, right, like that, yeah? Okay, if you argue back with them, what are you going to get? Nowhere, right? Nowhere. So your vibration lowers if you look at children, okay? So what you do is you give a positive response to a negative response and they go down. So they say, well, your fucking hair looks stupid or something like that, okay? You say, oh, well, I really like yours, okay? And then they're like, the fuck? What do I say to that? Okay? So they lower themselves and you look down on them, okay? Pretty much. But then you have resolve. Okay, I don't want to go too much into that. But that's pretty much what I teach children, okay? To not argue. You can't argue in life because it doesn't get you anywhere, okay? You have to have resolve, okay? But through that, so that's probably what they're saying. So through that, you learn about your intuition that grows within time of realising the good and the bad. you realise what the good actually is. Okay, like a partnership or a karmic partnership is toxic as fuck, and it takes a long time to get out of it, and sometimes we fight to get back into it and realise what the fuck we're fighting for. Okay, but then sometimes when you start, your intuition grows, you realise what the good actually is, because your intuition grows of where you form a psychic ability of warmth. Okay, so when the past is closing, you realise that it's chosen. Then it's chosen. So you could be choosing someone could be choosing you, the chosen one. Chosen one? Chosen one. Don't know. One, basically. Which is kind of 11-11. Don't know why I'm picking up on that. But that's like the capacity of psychic ability. And you've got the 10 of Cups. Okay? 10 of Cups. Thank you. So you've got healing. So a water sign could have been healing from the past, or you're healing. Oh God, you're giving me a fucking run, Virgo. What the fuck? So because of the four lost souls swimming in a fish bowl, or 3, okay, you're healing from a water sign from the past, or they had water in their chart, or someone that was taking drinking, drugs, alcohol. Or you're just healing from something that was very toxic, of what we went over with the rocky emotions and the rocky self and the gaslighting, and you're healing from that, or one is from you. But then you've got Pisces and your own sign of Scorpio, because that's the dark and the light. Okay, the yin and the yang, the dark, light, black, night, day. It's also the Garden of Eden that's at the back there, I think. No, that's fruit. Some of you could be interested in juicing fruit. Religion. Wow, I just picked up on loads of stories. But you could be healing from something from the past that was also hidden from you, because that's hiding the truth. So you could be hiding the truth and hiding thoughts and feelings. You could, the truth may not have come in, and it's caused your intuition to grow more because you've realised now. So your intuition grows in time. That's why it's called divine timing. That's why you have the 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups lay behind in the 5 of Cups. It's also in pigment of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but also Virgo, because it's the dark passenger. It takes turning around from the past to create the future. Tarot cards will never be able to predict your future. You create it yourself by being self-reliant and making stable decisions for stable people or stable things in your life. Because it creates an ascension of something that's stable, obviously, right? Let's have a look. One more card. So, well, that's kind of come out in reverse, and you've got, fucking hell, you've got Cancer and Pisces and Scorpio again, but it's in reverse. And it's below another page, which is water as well. Someone's got loads of different water amounts of fire. You've not got a real lot of air. Not really, but you have. So, things could have been hidden. Yeah. See, that you've got this back again as well. So you've got the 2 of Cups as well, and the slow night. So things that could have been slow. Fucking hell! How long have we been going on? So things that could have been slow. So this is also Venus in Aquarius. I do have this in my chart. Venus in Aquarius. It's very difficult energy to be connected to this, especially for an Aquarian, you know, well, in Venus, because of their past. You see, it's a past, it's a 5, okay, it's like fear, it's like battling fear through gaslighting, okay. So, like I was saying, that was it, through reflection, because you've got the moon, the moon through what we went through, the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse could have caused arguments, because this is an argument, right? This is like an argument. But this is also like fear as well. It's like fear because of, like I said, through, that is it, yeah, so sorry. So this is fear because of what happened with the lunar eclipse and the karmic year. The karmic year, yeah. The karmic year, what I went through the story, you reflect outwardly onto lessons that were still connected karmically within energy too, of gaslighting and mind games. And then what you do is sometimes you because there they go. So you're Virgo, so you're the same as Pisces. So we're mutable signs, right? So you adapt to your environment. When you still have a dark entity connected to you that's left and shrouded you within kind of confusion, what you can do is you can project that out onto the new as well, because you have learnt and transmuted yourself into that energy. You've learnt by that energy. So instead of actually where you kind of learn but you're not, you're still in it but you're not. You're fighting to get out, like we said, to fight or flight. Fight or flight. Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? I don't know my thoughts and my feelings yet. I really don't know, because of the karmic year. So when you make firm decisions, karmic law, and you shut that gate, okay, sometimes when we start to come into this part of the year, what we did through January, okay, those lessons can be reflected out as a 5 back to one to another, like to me to you, to me to you, okay. So it's like, it's kind of like fear and of abandonment, but it's also because abandonment, where people walk off and they kind of think, well, is it you or is it me? Was it you or was it me? I really don't know, because of the moon cycle of leaving, where it can lead you into like an illusional kind of state. You know, that can happen within eclipses. Conversations and the things that happen in life through these, it's only because of what happens within that moon cycle of where it can make us feel, because it's Neptune and Neptunian energy. Okay, Neptunian energy. The moon is. Depends on where it is in your chart or other people's chart. Okay, charting courses. But yeah, wherever that is within people's chart, it really does depend. But basically, because of the karmic year, when you experience gaslighting and control and narcissism, you can reflect that out as fear back onto the other. Okay, so then you learn by that, and that's why I was saying about learning through intuition and growing to know actually people who are good and who are bad. It's just things that fucking happen. Trust me, they happen when you're intuitive. You know that they happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. There's always a reason for something. For people to go and experience parts of their past again, to reflect back on that confusion and to, where am I? You know, where am I? So then you find that stability, and then you start to go towards calmer waters. You know, you do. That's what I'm picking up. And then you've got soulmate energy, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or basically just a reflection of the same vibration of what I went through. Some of your cards are the same as Aquarius kind of reading as well, because I think this was the overall energy. But face value, it's kind of like the doors and the windows of the soul are through the eyes of a reflection of each other. Okay, so you can see that sometimes within each other's eyes, but you can see that through the reflection of vibration, because this is the vibration. This is the divine timing. Divine timing. This is that divine timing. You use your intuition through connection of feeling. Okay, so you meet each other basically at face value through energy source, through being psychic. Okay, you pick up one another's energy because you're at the face same value, the same vibration and height of one another, where you move forward together to create anything. Because why would you lower yourself of an expectation to someone that keeps you trapped and stuck and restricted like a bottle top, that they grab you by the throat and that you can't fucking breathe or move? Okay, that's restriction and fight. Obviously, you're fighting for release. Okay, so you're like a Cape Crusader, Batman, Superman, Peter Man, Paul. You know, fly away Peter, fly away Paul. Fuck, where have you gone now? Where have you coming back? What? You know. So then when you can also sometimes then meet new, you meet each other at face value then, because your vibration is raised, and that you raise the bar and the vibration to one another. As one follows one, as like a guide and a guide, they guide each other to move forward. Okay? And then you create what you fucking want in life, because you manifest. You see? You manifest, seed of intent, sun, grows into fruition, like your intuition. Grows. Your intuition grows through the feelings, pushes it out. What goes out comes back in. Manifests through a moon cycle. Okay, I'm not really sure how long it takes to manifest. Some people say 2 or 3 months or something like that to forget past and go into the future. Okay, but it doesn't matter because you can learn to manifest instantly. Trust me, I've done it myself. When you become very stable and balanced, things just fucking happen, man. They do, because you learn so much. You can manifest things quite quickly, okay, because your intuition's strong. So I've lost where I was. So let's have a look why the moon is in reverse. Why is the moon in reverse? Moon. Oh. So you've got the 5 of Cups in reverse too. So you've got something. I mean, this is like, you know, pin the towel on the donkey. It's kind of like it needs a spark. It's kind of like move somewhere, because if you don't move, you don't get anywhere. You have to move. So things could be stuck. It can mean something that was stuck. The 5 of Cups, but it also means now not feeling this way. Not feeling. So this is concentrating on the past, which is the 3, which is like so much stuff was built up, but now that's like concentrating so much on the past that you can't see the 2 of Cups, which is here behind. So you turn around. So this is also Virgo and Pisces I pick up sometimes as well, because the Hangman and the impingement of the light on top of the head. Don't ask me why, but I also do. Okay, and then you've got water signs again. Okay, so water sign from the past, and you turn around to. So that is turning around. That is turning around. That's not concentrating on the past and the static of the mind that kept us stuck, restricted, a low vibration, very low vibrational self of restriction. You raise the bar and raise your vibration, and then you start to find stability within yourself again. Within yourself again. Okay? Yeah, and then you've got soulmate again, the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups, right, this can mean a recent past someone that you know, or a long past person that you know, because it means past. But it would basically mean someone that you know, or energy-wise, okay? It also means children, reflection of children, childhood issues, your childhood issues, your children's childhood issues, the karmic person's childhood, chains of ascension of childhood control and control that teaches control of soulmate reflection of keeping us at a low vibration. Okay, so then you can meet recent past also soulmates then that kind of teach you more about the vibration and vitality of life, of face value, of where you meet each other at soul value. When I say face value, soul value. Your face value is your meat suit of conditioning of ego and pride, keeps it alive. Okay. But the thing that keeps more things alive is the spark that an intent of a soul gives, because it's called soul growth and evolution of connection. Okay? So fucking hell. So again, you could have been now healing from someone from the long past, and now you've got someone from now that's kind of a little bit past, but now is kind of new kind of thing. Okay, so let's have a look. You're fucking giving me a run for my money, Virgo. Let's have a look. Justice. You haven't got Justice. So you've got, wow. Fucking, what is it with me and stories today? So you've got someone from the past, again, karmically, right, that could have been emotionally draining. Okay? That is an energy that keeps battering your fucking head in with messages, emails, texts, coming in, knocking on your door, going, leaving you stagnant, unknown, unworried, fire, passion. It can be sex, can be anything, okay? But it can mean just an energy that makes you feel so drained. It's the spark, like narcissism. This is why it's a fast, like gaslighting, okay? Gaslighting. So karmic justice, you could have realised about gaslighting or karma or narcissism, okay, and then realising that they take more from you and your family than what you know, because it's also hidden as well, because it's scale of balance as well, okay. But also on the other side of this, you could have learnt through that, through the karmic year, that not everybody is like that in life, that people do have equality. It's forming a quality of remaining open to learn your lesson, because the hardest lessons are the greatest lessons. Believe you me, I didn't get to where I am now if I hadn't been gaslit in my past. Okay? So that's how we know that things come back, of where you get it as a Dharma reward. Your reward is what you find through the struggle. You fight through the struggle as like a Cape Crusader, and you fight towards the light. So you get a karmic return. So then you learn to give back to people, because you have essence of your soul, and you have essence of being a decent person. So you forget the past of people that are not decent, and you realise the people that actually do form a quality, and you realise, well, they're not narcissistic. This is the new, but that's the old. There's two stories within the same, because this is the lesson, because justice is the lesson. So the lesson of what should be learnt about families, karmic soul groups, relationships, people, giving, taking, equality, of where it keeps you stuck, where you can have anything in life when you find equality with someone else or something new or anything. Okay, because it's ascension. It's ascension. It's equality. When you have equality of give and take, you can manifest fucking anything in your life. Anything. Because it's equality, because people see that you're caring and nurturing. But you also have boundaries. You also have boundaries, because you've learned through ascension of give and take that you've give too much to the past and that you've not received. And that you always receive something. Some people always receive something, but they always want something. They want I. Like children. So it relates back to their childhood past, that you can't save them. It's just a written path that they need to experience to do it to someone else or something else. The way that they are is the path that they are. It's their meat suit, their conditioning, and their soul that's come here to and experience that, to do it to someone else. If you're worried that they're going to do it to someone else, well, then you get pulled back into a cycle of thinking that you're Batman and Superman and that you can save them. Why? Because it's a written path for them to experience it. Okay? Then you also realise that destroys your home life too. And it reflects outwardly of a lesson of children getting then confused. Okay? So then they can act out through being unknown, because they learn from you of being the stable quality of what I went through, if I did with you, with the Cusp cup. Okay? So then you find balance. Pisces or Sagittarius. Okay? I did write a story about this one, so I'm not going to do that at the moment. Because you learn through what I hear. They sometimes want me to write about things, and I just do it. So, let's have a look. So you've got... there's no point in clarifying the King of Cups, because that was pretty much self-explanatory. Okay? Let's have a look at the High Priestess. The High Priestess. High Priestess. Yeah, there you go. So your intuition, opportunity knocks, right? All right, how you doing? Okay, so this is like awareness, self-awareness. It's a door of opportunity, doors. The doors. So the theme for this month is the doors, okay? But either it's an opportunity that's open, because you have to remain open in order to receive what's been given, to notice it, okay? If not, and you're blocked, the door's closed, you don't see it. You get a backhander from your parents, and realising when we're children, well, you're not grateful for the small things, so they'll never grow into anything that's big, because it's light ascension. You realise you can hold yourself up, like you went over with the cup, okay? That you can hold yourself up, and you can hold someone else up, and they can hold you up too, as an ascension of an opportunity of life, of hello, this is an opportunity of what we're offering you, okay? The door is open. You always have to remain open in order to receive something, be it good or bad. Because if it's bad, trust me, you learn more about stability, and you become stable within yourself too, okay? So then if you don't, and your door's closed, you don't learn anything. So you also have to realise that the good is also good too, of an opportunity, okay? Because the door's open of learning something good, as well as bad. You get a reward. For going through the bad, you get a reward for the good. But it's an opportunity, okay? So that is with someone that is this kind of energy, which is psychic. which is grounded, stable. Someone that is looking at an offer, or someone that wants to be pregnant, or pregnancy, or anything like that, or is just very looking at something that's very grounded, stable, and committed, not into a padded cell, but actually someone that is commitment material, committed, because it's stable, with a stable offer of emotions and feelings. Also a psychic, healer. You could be one yourself, okay, or you just like someone that's spiritual. Spiritual people normally come together to form something on the mundane level. They do it together because it's a written path for that to happen. There's a soulmate reflection of something. It's like a cooling. It cools as a mundane level that there are things that need doing together, because you can do it together because you are like a relationship of something that's same. You do something together because it's a relationship that forms a bond of trust. That you do something on a mundane level that's grounded and stable. It can be fucking anything, because it's like a cooling of something that is on a mundane level to do with spirituality. Okay, so they could be spiritual, or you could be. There's not really a lot else to explain, because it's, and you've got that back again, 6 of Cups. So it's kind of telling you a few things. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there because it's 40 minutes. But if you would like a Skype call, that kind of really does give everybody the best kind of advice, because it'll attain to your personal situation of where I can channel messages and all that kind of thing, and it really does give more of a healing effect of stability. Okay, cards are cards, and you can read them. Okay, to me it's easy. Okay, I'm not being weird, but you know, probably the Skype call is what you need. I've got to go. Okay, so anyway, that's your reading, Virgo. Okay, I'll hopefully get on with the weeklies and all that kind of stuff, see what I've got coming up. But I'm also trying to go over to Vimeo to try and do some teaching lessons and all that kind of stuff, so I might open that next month. Okay, but if you care to donate or anything like that, or you want a reading, I very much appreciate it, because it takes a lot of energy and effort for me to try and guide people. Okay, so having Aquarius in the 9th, I think it was, I forget, I don't know, it's on the discussion board, but if you watch that, you'll see what I mean, why you try to. Okay, so anyway, I'll see you all later. Cheers, peace, bye. And your song will be in the description if there is one.